Hello, and today with my partner Diana Pickles, we will cover the topic that we were investigating along this semester, that is acid rain. We will show you the most important findings on our investigation in this presentation.
Introduction. In this presentation, we will revise a fairly unknown topic by the public in general, acid rain. This is a phenomenon that is affecting several ecosystem flora and fauna. It also has some repercussions to public health.
First, let's define acid rain. According to the Environmental Protection Agency of the United States, acid rain is any form of precipitation with acidic components, such as sulfuric acid or nitrogen acid, that fall to the ground from the atmosphere. This can include in form of snow, fog, or even dust that is acidic.
What is the acid rain? It is a form of rain with acidic composition, like sulfuric or nitric acid. It falls from the atmosphere to the ground in wet or dry forms. Also, it is a severe health concern. Substances emitted by the rain causes irreversible damage to an ecosystem.
And as you can see here, we have the pH scale to show you how acid this rain is. A battery has 0 on the pH scale, such as acid rain has 4.3. Now, let's explain the water cycle. The water cycle is the connection between the ocean, atmosphere, and land, and it consists in the evaporation from water from several channels such as the ocean, lakes, or rivers, then its condensation on the atmosphere, and finally its precipitation to the ground in way of snow, rain, or fog, as we previously explained.
Origins of acid rain. It is formed by excessive releases of fossil fuels to the atmosphere. It causes contamination of the water on its condensation, and the evaporation of the contaminated water from a river to the ocean. In both, contaminated water will fall by precipitation. As we can see here in the image, the cycle of the acid rain.
Okay, now, as we said, there are two main origins of acid rain. The first is the release of fossil fuels. Acid rain is caused by the excessive release of fossil fuels to the atmosphere. This is mainly produced by cars or by factories, as we can see in this image, that use sulfuric acid or nitrogen oxide on its processes. This causes the contamination of water on its condensation. As you can see in the image, they are releasing these acids and it gets in the atmosphere where the water is condensating. Then it mixes with the water and finally fall by precipitation with these acidic components.
The water contamination. The introduction of acidic substances to the water channels also provokes acid rain. This is because the water from these channels will eventually evaporate to the atmosphere. Finally, in the atmosphere, it will condensate and fall by precipitation to the ground with these acidic components, making damage to all the ecosystems such like plants and also animals, and it can also affect the humans.
Effects of acid rains to ecosystems. In the atmosphere, these chemicals can cause air pollution and global warming, which contribute to climate change. Now, in the ground, this can lead to pulmonary diseases from breathing the contaminated air, and deforestation for the fog released on the forest. Finally, this contamination affects animals too, whose ecosystem has been polluted by us humans for the actions that we explained earlier.
Consequences to humans. The acid rain contains nitrates, sulfate, and hydrocarbon particles that stay in the air due to this phenomenon. This makes fogs, affecting pilots, difficulty in the movement of airplanes. It also material things, such as buildings, statues, bridges, roads, because of the corrosion. Every year, corporations invest a lot of money to repair all the damage caused by the acid rain. So this is also an economic problem, a part of affecting the safety of the population.
Finally, let's talk about the actions taken by nations to reduce this problem. Nations haven't taken any serious actions against these problems. They let corporations produce immense amounts of pollution without any punishment. China and India are suffering the effects of this phenomenon. There, air quality has been decreased for more than 75% since 2007. And thank you very much for listening to our presentation.